Hi, welcome back. This must be like my third video I recorded today, but I just couldn't wait. I was watching another Zachary Michael video. I mentioned Zachary Michael in my prior video I uploaded like half an hour ago. Uh, but yeah, in that video, I talked about how I want to come across more genuinely, more animatedly, if that's even a word. And I used him as an example. He runs a channel where he reacts to other videos, and he seems much more lively. And I was assessing my own self in doing these videos, and I I perhaps come across more stiffly. So, and that's not really like me. Very much, sometimes very much not like me. So, um, I of course have bed hair because I'm uh, I'm lying in bed right now. Can you see the inside of my eye? I'm lying in bed right now, and that's where I do most of my thinking. Do you have a spot like that where you like to do most of your thinking? I'm kind of limited. I said before, I live in a one-bedroom apartment, and there's not much room here. My other room is basically for storage. So it truly is one bedroom apartment, really. I have a kitchen and so forth. You don't really need to know that. So I was talking about how I'm improving this channel, and so I'm watching Zachary Michael again, and he's doing a a live reaction of Amber Lynn Reed and how how she was talking about stuff that she had already talked about before, and it got me thinking about something more spiritual. Although I hate to use the term spiritual, something something more paranormal. Yeah, that's the word probably. Something more like the unexplained, the paranormal. I talked with a friend the other day about uh, I was visiting, and actually, he was doing the talking. He was talking about this relationship he has with a friend, and it tends to go on and off where he's always had a thing for her, like an attraction for her, and it's a friendship and something more, and she goes through periods where they're I think from her point of view, she's probably thinking about it like a friendship, and then she backs away, and then sometime later she relents, and you know, she's more of an active friend, and then she backs away. So, I guess real life relationships are like that. Anyway, he was talking about maybe I shouldn't say, all right, maybe I should censor myself. I won't go into depth. He was talking about um, past lives, and I'll just keep it at that. Um, and life in general, and that got me thinking about progress that we make in life. And I'll make a Star Wars reference right here. There's a character, Obi-Wan Kenobi, who's if you don't know about Star Wars, really, it's a fantasy thing with lightsabers and using the Force and wisdom and gaining experience and so forth. And the main character, Luke Skywalker, is young, he's brash. He meets up with his friend Ben Kenobi, who then, come to think of it, it's funny that he doesn't know that Ben Kenobi or Obi-Wan Kenobi is a practitioner of the Force and is wise in the ways of the Force. It's funny that he knows he's a friend of Ben Kenobi, and it's only now when he learns about this stuff. But anyway, Obi-Wan Kenobi explains these concepts to him, and he's wise and he can use the Force. He's wise in the ways of the universe, and opens up Luke's eyes. Well, he can't really be that much old. He can't really be like 100 years old. I'm guessing like 50s, and he's in his 50s or 60s. He says he's too old for this kind of thing, meaning he's not the young Jedi that he used to be. So in the second movie, we meet. Okay, spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! He meets. I'll just say he meets. Uh, that is, Luke meets a character that says he's been training Jedi Knights for 800 years. And then in the third movie, he says he's 900 years old. So if you do some quick math, he's about 100 years old when he begins training Jedis. So that says something. That, of course, this is fictional, of course, but he wasn't even 100 before. I mean, he was 100 before he even began training Jedi's, give or take a few years. And so, my point is that we go through a lifetime and reach, like, I'm middle age, I guess. I'm about to be 48 in a few months, November 14th. And we gain some sense of wisdom. We become smarter. We become more experienced and wiser towards the end of our lives, if we make it that far. If we don't do anything really stupid. And it's a shame that we die soon afterwards. So, in that sense, it's nice, it's fanciful, but it's nice this character you meet in the second and third Star Wars film has that long, long lifespan. I'm sorry about this. It'll go away eventually. It's a nick from shaving some days ago. So the paranormal has been an interest of mine all the way since childhood, along with UFOs primarily, ghosts and the paranormal in general, a little bit below that. The idea about past lives. What do you think about past lives? In a religious sense, for me, my belief system. Now, see, I can explain what I can explain what Judaism may say about past lives, or what happens in the afterlife, or whatever. Amazingly, there's not that much to say, because I don't think Judaism, or it's been said that Judaism doesn't dwell on the afterlife. I know, having grown up Jewish, I know we don't talk about it very much. We just call it Olam Haba, the world to come. And so I'm putting that religious upbringing aside, and I'm only talking about my own belief system, my own suspicions. I can't really base this on observation, obviously, but it's more of an instinct. I believe that when we die, we we may be in a state where we imagine things. I don't want to say hallucinate. We're in. I haven't seen the movie when What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams in a long time, but that movie is coming to mind. And there's a certain religion that talks about this. Is it Hinduism? When we die, I've almost always thought, when we die, we take our hurts. It's more than just our hurts. We take our frame of mind and our perceptions, keyword, our perceptions, into this dream state, and we're dreaming. So we experience things we're in an eternal dream state, perhaps. Um, so I've always also thought about past lives, and there's the common statement that we're in like a school, and we reincarnate in a new body in order to continue progressing through until we finally matured, and we don't need to go back to school in incarnate form anymore. There's a very interesting movie. I'm trying to think of the name. It's a dark comedy. It's with Meryl Streep, who's the love interest, and Albert Brooks is, if I recall his name correctly, I think it's Albert Brooks is the lead actor, and it's a dark humored movie. He quickly put uh, he's unaware of something. He has some faults. He has some emotional stuff he really should be working on. He quickly dies unexpectedly. He sees himself in an afterlife, and he has to go through a series of trials. They're like it's a courtroom setting, and he has a defender in the courtroom setting, and there's a prosecutor. But I think it's very close an analogy to what we actually face, both here in the physical world and what we face at the point of death, or in the afterlife. Of course, it's dressed up in physical sets and costumes, and there's allegory of a courtroom. But I think it's allegory for us going through a life review, and moments in our life are reviewed. And the Egyptians had a sense of this too. From what I understand, they go into the afterlife, and there's there's a certain deity that has a feather and your heart, and it weighs the two of them. And if the oh yes, if your ills, your painful angst that's trapped in within your heart makes your heart heavier than a feather, then you're fed to the crocodiles. And again, I think that's pretty accurate allegory. Not that there's a real crocodile, not that there's or alligator, not that there's a real feather or some figure with a feather, but that if there are issues still weighing on you, then you may be going through a very more horrific afterlife, dream state, or you would incarnate in a new body, and it seems like you have to do everything all over again. Recently, I have had moments when I thought of something I would never do before, but more as a sense of frustration and trying to, I think, show that I'm really in pain. I've thought about just ending it, and something you should not do. And one of the things that prevented me was that I wouldn't be able to experience the other joys I do have in life. And another thing that prevented me, made me reconsider, is that I'd have to do this all over again. I've made my way this far, and I developed my creative writing ability. I developed myself as an artist in general, and what would I lose out on? In what way would I be set back, if there is like an eternal life progression, in what ways would that set me back on that journey? You know, I'm very goal oriented. I've said that. I keep saying I said that before. Um, I'm very goal oriented, and I want to keep progressing. And that's something that was brought up with this friend of mine, that we progress. And he said that he thinks that he's no, I don't want to say, I don't remember him actually saying that. It was more like me coaching him. I remember that I was saying, you you've progressed pretty far, and in a certain situation that he's been dealing with in real life, um, I'm proud that he's progressed through. And he said in so many words that, let me, in a way that doesn't give away what I'm talking about, he's happy that he's made it through, and he doesn't want to be set back to and have to incarnate again and do as much work. It was all about work, the work that we've put, the effort and the work that we've put into progressing along this, whatever this path, this, I'll call it the eternal path. Another thing that prevented me was that I don't know really whether this is all accurate, what I'm saying. I don't even know that much about reincarnation and the whole process and what it entails. It's like a contract. You want to actually read the contract before you sign off and enter into this agreement. So I don't even know what the terms of the agreement really are. I know what people report in terms of near-death experiences. I'm not sure if those are accurate, or I have a suspicion that there really is something to near-death experiences. But I'm not entirely sure. I'm not 100% confident that that's really what's going on. So to sum it up, about progress. We progress hopefully as quickly as we can in one lifetime, and across several lifetimes if that's possible. I hope that we can retain the progress we've already made in one lifetime. We don't have to be sent back and do it all over again, that we can continue and continue. There's a point about like how many lifetimes does it take before we reach, was it nirvana, or some state of bliss. So those are my thoughts. I'll keep it short again. Wow. It's approaching 19 minutes. I'll keep it short, and presumably I won't be doing these videos because it's really late at night. I think it's 10:22 already. So I'll talk to you next time, and please share your comments. I'm improving this channel. Like, if you like this topic, if you like the philosophical aspects, if you like learning about the universe, possible new perspectives on things, and so forth, please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and liking this channel, because I want to get as many likes and views as I can. And please comment. I haven't been getting a lot of comments on my channel too. So I'll see you next time, and hope you have a great day tomorrow or today, whenever you're watching this.